All right, welcome back, everyone. It is our new team. We have new riders, and mainly we will start now with our preseason, where we can finally get invited to World Tour races. So, what I'm gonna do now is I am gonna prepare us for the next season. First of all, starting with the preseason level. I always do very high, it's the easiest. And usually, when you look at the actual fatigue they get from being at this stat, it's very low anyway. So I don't see any reason not to do it, to be completely honest with you guys. There we go. Let's accept that. Okay, at the time of voting, it looks like Geertje Samson has won. So I kind of assume there's a lot of Flemish people there. It's a popular kid show. Anyway, we will rename our best new guy now Geertje Samson. And let's check who that is soon. Okay, it was Oscarsson, our best rider, so let's change that name to last name Samson and first name Geertje. So it will be Samson G. There we go. We're gonna save that database. Should work, and then we can import it into the original save location. So we're gonna do that now as well. And then hopefully it worked. There we go. We now have Samson Geertje in our team. Okay, let's continue the preparation because I actually forgot to do it. So the intro of this is kind of shuffled around. Doesn't really matter. All of them are now ready. So what we're gonna do is we'll go to the calendar, of course. From this year on, we cannot be allowed anymore in .2 races. So the lowest rated race we will take part in is a .1 race. And like last times, I'm just gonna apply to everything and then select which is possible for our team. So I'll be back in a minute. Don't go anywhere. Okay, small update. We did not get invited to a lot of races. Okay, so all of the races you can see here that are in blue, we are not accepted into yet. So only the green at the moment we are accepted to, which means we don't have a lot of races going on at the moment. Of course, the red one, and I mean the championships, they might be there yet, but I'm a bit worried about this season that we just won't get enough invites. So what I am going to do now is for the objectives with the sponsor here, race objectives, we'll just add the Iceland stuff. So, because it's easy to win, because we're the only ones taking part anyway. For the first part, we currently have no thing there, but like I said, I want to get a wild card for Tirreno Adriatico, get an invitation for that. It's gonna be our focus then. The Tour de Rwanda in here is the only one we've been accepted to for now. Then the Tour of Norway is probably the one that we're going to as well. So maybe stage top 3 should be possible as well there. We have too much, so we'll lose the Copenhagen Sprint. And then in period 4, we also have the Arctic Race of Norway. So right now, let's focus on those. And I really hope we get invited, because otherwise it's going to be very hard for us to get another good result there. I'm gonna plan what we have now, or at least get some objectives done for our riders here, and I'll come back to you if I have new information. Okay, I'm done with the full preparation, kind of. Now we're gonna focus again on our facilities, on our investments, and really Bramson this year should be the main focus. So we're gonna try to give him everything. That being said, I do want to give our main riders the improved tires, if that's cheaper than the chain optimization. it is. I'm gonna give Bramson here these two things. Should be also fairly cheap, which means we have about 220k left, and I think that's just enough for the optimization of our chain processing here. So we're gonna buy that as well, and that means we have about 10k left, so we leave it at that for now. Okay, let's hope we will get some invites at least for World Tour races, because otherwise this is gonna be a very short season. We'll try to adapt. That's kind of the problem. We have to adapt this year to what the game gives us. I mean, this could be also a big problem for, maintaining our Continental Pro license. If we only get this much, it might be Teams for Omloop. We did not get an invite for that. I really hope we get an invite for one of these races. I am very much afraid we won't get an invite to any of them. Okay. At least we have new riders coming in. 2011 is the year we are going to be able to sign them, so all of these guys can be scouted. 68 cobble, that's not bad at all. I'm gonna sim to the future a bit in the hopes that we will get some invites. If nothing happens, well, then we just have to be very good at the races we are invited to. And here we have the confirmation: the national team of Iceland will be in your hands. So at least, if nothing else happens, we will have the World Championships and the European Championships to look forward to. Gotta be honest here, we're not gonna win anything. It's impossible with these ratings. But it might net us some points if we get, let's say, a top 10. There's quite a bit of points on offer for that kind of race. Alright, we're about to start our first race of the season, Tour de Rwanda. I'm not sure. I think I'm gonna skip a lot, maybe even. I mean, we've done all these races so many times. So honestly, until right now, what's happened is we didn't get any invites whatsoever. So I think this season is a write-off, and probably will get back down to the lower classes of cycling. I'm gonna say I'm gonna be quite disappointed that we just didn't get any invites. Maybe it's kind of a game bug because we just haven't got enough stars, even though our ranking is high enough. With these small amount of races, we're not gonna be able to improve a lot on our ranking, so I am a bit unsure of what to do here. We have one race here, Copenhagen Sprint, and then we also have, of course, the Worlds and the European Championships. Maybe we can come back for that, but apart from that, I think I'm just gonna write this season off. Instead, if something interesting happens, I will come back to you. I'm still gonna raise these, of course, to get our points, but I'm a bit scared that this season is a complete write-off because we're just not getting any invites, even though we are Continental Pro right now. So probably what we have to do is just get a little bit better, and hopefully it will come at some point. I am disappointed though that it's not really working. Alright everyone, I gotta be honest here, it's been a disappointing season because we're just not getting invites to any race whatsoever. I am thinking about this season as being a write-off. I'm just gonna go through it, try to get as much point as we can just to stay in the top, but it's gonna be very hard to achieve that. And I mean, this image here shows it perfectly. There's 6 teams that asked for a wild card to the Vuelta a España. 5 teams got it, and we are not there. Isavia Vikingar is not there. I am unsure what to do now. As you see, we just don't have any races coming up except here, so we have to score a lot of points there. Just as a team, I'm not even focusing on Bramson because we don't have enough races. That's it. That's our entire schedule. I don't think we are doing any of the World Tour races except this one, which is a sprint race. And that's gonna be very hard for us to win because we don't have a sprinter. So what I'm gonna do this episode, I'm just gonna play through these races myself. I will try to do this one live, and if it turns out to be nothing at all, like not even a top 10, I will even skip that and just show you the worlds, because we are taking part in the worlds. And I'm not sure how much points are there, so let's check here. The World Championships, the winner, I mean, if you score top 10 there, that's very big. That could be very big for our team. If we, I mean, the time trials are not really that important because we're not going to be able to get any points there. And for the European Championships, it's a lot less points, but still, if we can score some points there, that might save us for next year to try again. So I'm just gonna try to get as much points as possible here, and I'll come back to you possibly here, possibly only at the World Championships. Also, I've noticed a problem with the renaming, so Samson here, sometimes his old name shows up, so maybe I have to change it somewhere else as well, but I'll try to figure it out. So if you see Oskarsson anywhere, it is actually, in fact, our new changed name rider, Samson. Okay, apart from that, I have some updates with the scouting here, and we have 2 riders coming up that are, at least for now, 4 stars or above. So that's a very good sign. We'll definitely keep an eye on them. And I will try to scout everyone based on their potential at least. And the ones with the highest potential, we're definitely gonna sign. I'm not sure if I'm gonna sign a lot of people because right now, because of the fact that we're not having any races, everyone is angry that they're not having any races. But I mean, I can't give them any races because we don't have any. So yeah, I'm a bit disappointed. Even like the 2.1 races. So for in fact the point 2 races we can't apply anymore. So even the .1 races have to accept us. And as you can see, like they're not. So I can't help but just try and continue the best we can. Okay, our only World Tour race we're gonna take part in this year is the Copenhagen Sprint, unfortunately, and that means we're gonna have to try to win this by sprinting. It's gonna be basically impossible for us to do that, but there will be some points to grab. It's a Class C sprint, so top 20 nets us some points, so we're gonna try to be in the front here anyway. Also, if we would win here, which is very unlikely, we could increase our popularity level to the next one, which I think is right now it's at 3, it would be at 4. Okay, let's do this. We have a very good race day condition on most of our riders and on our sprinter as well, which will be Ingolfsdottir for today. So really our goal is to get our team in the front as much as possible. I am also not really gonna care about points for Ingolson and Bramson. It looks like the finish is just a big straight, but it is with a lot of corners at a local circuit at the end, so it's very important to stay to the front as well. As you can see, because of our relatively poor flat stats, all of our riders already are suffering, but we still have to make sure that we can stay to the front and at least try for that sprint. So what I'm doing now is I set up our train like this. Johnson in first because he has quite a poor day. We have 3 sprinters at the end. The other Johnson, which has better flat stat, which is important as well in case I decide that we have to wait a little bit longer to start sprinting. Right before that is Oskarsson, and then Ingolfsson and Bramson to lead out as well. Right now, Johnson is just making sure that we stay at the front while the other team's sprint trains or attacks are still coming to the front as well. I do not know why they attacked, but we are getting close to the finish, so let's make sure that we stay to the front as well with our other guys if we can. There we go. Ingolfsson. We really need to catch them. Otherwise, it's gonna be very hard for us to get anything done, really. Oskarsson gets the gel as well now. If Johnson can come back, that would be nice too. We got him back, that's a good sign. We are keeping at the front, which is quite important. Tryggvason now. Get the gel, and then Ingolfsdottir. The most important bit is that we can stay at the front as long as we can. To be completely honest, the sprint itself isn't gonna be that big of a problem, I would say. We're doing well right now. Okay, I'm gonna start sprinting with Johnson here. It probably won't be enough, but we have to try. Tryggvason then, and lastly Ingolfsdottir, who's going to the front. Are we gonna win? No, we're not gonna win. Oh my god, we were so close. But a top 6 is definitely not bad, and look at all those riders from us that are in the top 20 in races that are from this level. Any top, I think 40 will get points, so that's very good for our team standings. A top 6, let's check later what that will get us. I think lead out wise, we couldn't have done any better at all. So this is probably the best result we could have gotten. I think the lead out was almost perfect. So unfortunately, we did not win in the end because, I mean, if we're gonna look at the other teams around us, 80 sprint, 77 sprint, 77 sprint, 80 sprint, 76 sprint, and here we are with our 65 sprint stat. Like I said, there was no way we could have done better. And that does get us 115 points for our first rider, and then the others were around here, so that gets us some points in the tens as well. Definitely roughly 200 points from just this one race, so couldn't complain. Alright, it's time to make a decision on our offers here. Canyon offers for 1 year 824, 917 and 819. So I think we're gonna go for ESD. I don't know. Oh, they only want to be first sponsor. We're not gonna do that. Isavia Vikingar will be our main sponsor anyway. So let's go for Canyon to be our second sponsor. And we'll try to sign them as well as our kind of material sponsor. Hopefully this time we will get an offer from them. Not like last year with Colnago. So let's sign them. That will already set us up pretty nicely. And yeah, that seems to be it then. Alright, welcome back. We are at the World Championships and the European Championships right now. And I gotta be honest, it was a tough year. We are in 33rd, so in theory it should be enough to get to that next level. But we need some points today to make sure that we keep that position. I'm gonna go over what kind of happened. We have a lot of good potential riders, and basically the first 4 of them, which 4-star or above on potential, we signed. Why? Because hopefully next year we're still in Continental Pro, but all of the riders down here are very unhappy because basically we didn't have a lot of races, so I did every single one of them with our best team. A lot of the riders that are some of the riders that we started from at the beginning are not joining us anymore next year. Any rider I want to sign from now on should be 2.5 stars or above. I did resign Johnson David. Maybe in the end we didn't need him, but since he was that much of an integral part to our save, I just resigned him. And over the next year, some people down here will leave us in the end. I've also thought about starting a youth team, but since we kind of scouted everyone we had to, maybe it's not necessary to do that. Hopefully these guys do end up at different teams, and maybe in the end we can sign them as well. What I did, I already simulated the world time trials. So if we go to the results, oh, there, we were at the latest results. The world time trials, we did send Ingolson and Samson there. They have the best time trial set, and we're just trying to get some points. Unfortunately, we did not make it into the top 25. The top 25 gets point for that. But for the World Championships, we're already gonna show it here in the rules. The winner get 900 points. I mean, we're not gonna be the winner, but top 10 would be nice with Bramson or one of our other riders. But as you can see, until the 60th place, people can get points. So we're gonna try to get points with as much of our guys as possible. We don't stand a chance if you look at the favorites here to win, but maybe a good result is possible. Let's go, let's do this, and let's get some points. We have a good race day condition, so let's see what we can do. 77 mountain stat, 75 hill stat, 72 for Ingolfsson. So what we're gonna do here is get to the front. We're not gonna attack. Normally I would, but since we only have 4 riders here, we are gonna try to just stick to the front with the others, while Oskarsson and Frioriksdottir protect Ingolfsson and Bramson. I am going to give both of my helpers a gel here. There we go. Frioriksdottir is done, but the other 2 are still in front. But it gets harder and harder to recuperate from that move. So what we're gonna do is get to the front with Oskarsson. I am going to prefer Bramson here. He has the... yeah, I think he's better today. It's close, definitely. But let's make sure we stay to the front in our standard train formation. 85 for Oskarsson, of course. And then over the top we go 99. Maybe that was a bit too fast. Let's try this instead. Get up there. Just get with the others over the top. Perfect. I'm happy with that. And now let's make sure we actually stay to the front. But as you can see, we are quite dead. Ingolson has trouble even following, so Bramson likely has to do it on his own here. Just try to keep to the front if you can. People keep on attacking though, so maybe Ingolson was the better choice if I look at his red bar now, but I mean, we made our choice. So we're gonna have to do it this way. Okay, I'm gonna try to get to the front again using Ingolfsson here. Stay there. 15 of them got away. Likely not the best that we did. So now we follow the French here. While Ingolfsson gets to the front, I am afraid that the 16 over there are gonna be gone. That just go 90 will be hard enough for us. Oof. Yep, that's it. Evenepoel wins. We come in 33rd. Yeah, that's a tough one. I hoped for more, but unfortunately, it is what it is. Ingolfsson here, 40 seconds, still gets some points. Probably the best we could have done. Maybe, just maybe, if we switch it around, instead of going for Bramson, we went for Ingolfsson. But I mean, in hindsight, it's always easy. So what was it, 33rd and 40 something? So if we go to the World Championships here, 33rd gets us 15 points and 40 something also 15. So 30 points again we got. Don't know if it's gonna be enough to hang on to that top 35 spot. We went from 33rd to 32nd in this race. The time trials I'm gonna simulate again. It's kind of out of my hands, I feel like, all the time. I don't really think we do better when we play that, and there's not that much points there anyway, so I am gonna simulate that one. Samson and Ingolfsson can do it. Favorites. Yeah, we're not even gonna make a top 10 if we try ourselves, so 26, 30 seconds, probably more or less the best we could have done. And then the last race of the season, for us at least, let's hope we don't get caught by any other teams anymore, so we have a chance next year again to play those races to get our popularity up, to get our ranking up, because we're not going to make it in the top 50 once again, by the way. I just focus on trying to get again in that Continental Pro region in the hopes that the next year we will get more invites. With our new riders coming in, it's a possibility. Let's do this race. Maybe we'll do better. It's not as much points as the World Championships, but still there's some points available. The favorites, of course, we're not there, but we're gonna try our best with Bramson. Yeah, we're gonna try this once again, and just hope we make it to the finish in the first group. That would be nice. Okay, we are ready for the final race of our season. Just like last time, we'll just stay at the front. I'll try 85. The climb is relatively long, so we want to focus on the climbing stat anyway. We're gonna protect Bramson, Ingolfsson, and Ingolfsdottir. I think I'm gonna let Frioriksdottir protect Ingolfs. Come on, Ingolfsson, hang on just until the last mountain. No, there he goes. Bramson is also not gonna make it over that last one, as we can see right now. Maybe I'm trying to hang on to the front too much. There we go. Oof, yeah. I don't think we're gonna get anything out of this one. Yeah. There they go. There they go. It was we still need to train a bit, I think. Again, Remco Evenepoel with a win. I mean, if you look at the people around us here, of course we don't stand a chance. Gonna try and sprint here. Just top 30, so similar to what we did at the Worlds. Unfortunately, not as much points can be earned in this one. I would argue that this was the tougher race of the two, to be honest. Yeah, 30th. Let's see what that gets us. I don't think a lot, maybe nothing at all. European Championships, 30th, just 5 points. Okay, fingers crossed then that not too many teams overtake us. We have 3 spots that we can lose. 34th. Oh, this might be bad. There's so many races still left. I'm very scared that we will not make it. Holy shit. We barely made it. We just made it in rank 35. So we barely made it for the new season. And the good thing is we have a lot of new riders coming in. So let's order them by their strengths. Benedict Arnarsson. Whoo! Great sprinter coming in. We really need to make sure that we can keep him. That would be awesome. So let's immediately start training him on sprinting with groundbreaking trainer Augustusson Northern Classics. It is. And the same also groundbreaking trainer sprinter here as well. Large buck. Let's make sure the people who are not gonna improve a lot anymore don't get the trainer. And then this guy as well, 4.5 star. He will be our new stage races guy, I think, if we compare him to the others. So yeah, you get to train. I'm just gonna go with stage races. There we go. We have a lot of new riders, and mainly Arnason here. I am really hoping he will get us not only in Continental Pro, but in the World Tour. So I'll simulate to the end of the season then, so we can review it. Alright, let's look at the end of the year results here. So we stayed in the same rank, so hopefully this year we will get invites to the most prestigious races. Bramson did improve to 70 for Mountain and 70 for Hillstead. He did evolve a bit at the end there. Same goes for Ingolfsson. He's close, but I'm not sure he will ever overtake Bramson, except when he's having an amazing day. Then Arnason is the one for the future. Sprinter, he will get us a lot of points, definitely, if he hits his potential. So let's make sure that he evolves greatly as well. Samson will help our team mostly with his flat stat. Sigvarsson will probably be the main lead out for Arnason here. And then we have Augustsson. If he evolves to being this good at Northern Classic, we might try to go for, Tour of Flanders or Paris-Roubaix with him. Everyone else except Christiansson will be helpers. Christiansson, if he evolves to become like this, he probably will become our main GC guy, unless one rider of the future gets better than this. And then the other people, they're gonna get phased out soon, unfortunately. Johnson Kristin is one of the OGs. Same goes to David Johnson. And I think that's more or less it. All of the others have already phased out. So those guys are the only ones that are left. When it comes to the rankings, like I said, I didn't go for the top 50. With the low amount of races, it was impossible to try for that. And we mainly tried to get that top 35. We only made it, actually, so the World Championship made us get into that top 35 to still stay pro continental. Alright, that was it for this season. So that means that we're at the end of this episode. The entire season goes into this one episode. Unfortunately, if we have a better schedule next season, I will split it up again. If not, it will be again one video like this one until we finally can get those invites. But I am afraid it depends on your star quality more than anything else, so it might take a while until we get those invites. Hopefully with Arnason here and with Augustusson, that star quality will go up and we'll get automatic invites. Again, that was it for today. As always, like, subscribe, all that stuff. This is a passion project for me. It's greatly appreciated if you comment as well. I will keep doing this until we get to our goal. That means 10 training structures, 7 in popularity. That's the highest we can get. And if we can, also win in the Tour de France, Vuelta, Giro, you know all of it. Get a world championship, that would be absolutely awesome. But until that happens, I will continue this save. I am absolutely loving it, even though we had these past 2 hard seasons. But I'm sure if we push, we can get through that and get those invites, get those improvements, and become the best cycling nation ever. See you next time.